Now, James Kavanaugh is a retired ATF agent, special agent in charge. He's in Nashville for me. Sir, good to have you here. Did this program have good intentions? I guess, what was the ultimate goal? I didn't explain it fully. I just let people hear. Yes, they were letting guns walk. Why? What was the idea behind it?
Well, I think you're right, TJ, that there was probably some good intentions here. I mean, it was a bold new strategy that was implemented by the ATF and the Department of Justice to go after the cartels through the gun traffic strategy. But, you know, you can't get the king of the cartel in the gun traffic case. I think that's the mistake here. The strategy was too bold, the scale was too big, and it went too far.
And you hearing this kind of program, and they've put a lot of emphasis on trying to figure out who exactly would have given the okay. A lot of people are suggesting it had to be somebody kind of higher up. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I certainly agree. It went all through ATF command. I think it went all the way to the top, and it went to the department. I think ATF, the leaders there, will stand by the strategy, and they will say that they implemented it and they directed it. I don't think there's going to be any question of that. Probably the same at the department. But, you know, it was disheartening to watch the hearings the other day with certainly, you know, your heart goes out to Agent Terry's family, and they deserve some answers. But for me, it was disheartening to watch the agents, who I thought were all very credible, talking about being pulled off an actual surveillance where they'd watch the guns and the money switch hands. And this wasn't at the beginning of the case, when certainly there can be some latitude and some risk trying to build a case. But this is deep into the case. I mean, one agent testified, you know, maybe 1,200 guns into the case while they watch the purchase, the money, and the guns change, and they follow the guns and they're called off. They don't lose the surveillance, or they don't make a good faith effort to try to get the surveillance and then miss it. What they do is they're told not to follow the gun. So that was very disheartening to me.
Well, James, we're hearing here that, and we're just hearing about this particular program, but is it possible, in your estimation, that this plan or this idea was really dreamt up by someone there locally, and this is the first of its kind, if you will, or this is just the first one we're hearing about?
Well, I think a lot of it was driven top down. You know, the Inspector General wrote a report in 2009 very critical of ATF for only getting low-level gun traffickers and gun rings. And I think ATF overreacted to that report, in my view. They should have really just put it on the side. They overreacted. Also, the department pushed the cases more toward, you know, big drug cases, organized crime drug task force style cases. In fact, this was worked out of the drug task force. And you cannot work gun traffic cases the same way you work a gun traffic case. They're completely different. And when you try to use those techniques, this is what you get. So, you know, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, James, just quickly here to wrap up. Is this something that reaches a level of something criminal that was necessarily done here, or just we need to learn from our mistakes and we don't need to do this again?
Yeah, I don't think there's any bad people involved. I don't see criminal activity involved. But I think there'll be some shakeups in Washington, and we need some new orders and new policies, because we do have a very vulgar war in Mexico on our border.
All right, James Kavanaugh, we appreciate you taking the time. Again, a story that's not going to go away. Still trying to get some answers. We appreciate you. You enjoy your weekend.